jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's good, everyone? Salute to the supporters that's in the chat. This is another Hot Grease Chronicles EP 49, and shit's about to get very much temperature in here. You understand? But first of all, WCS back on the boulevard. Big shout out to the first in the building. Big Blunts in Boxing. You already know. He said, OG salute. Hot Grease Chronicles back on deck. Opening words, I'm just going to say this shows the Arrow is not taking Crawford as seriously as Crawford is taking Spence. I almost feel bad for him. Feel bad. No, we ain't feeling bad. No. I'm explaining to you, Blunts, why we shouldn't even go that route. I know you're pulling out the good part, the good bone you have in your body. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at it from many ways. But no. When people keep on showing you who they are, please don't try to accept it and then say, you know what? Let me just play around with it a little bit, kind of massage it. It's not the way it is. Nah, it's a little bit. It's somewhere in here that's a little bit fragile. Let me just, take it for what it's not. No, he's showing you his hand. He's showing you who it is. And what they say, when they show you, take it for what it is. When they show you, don't negate it. Don't ignore it. The XO factory in the building. OGWCS on deck, big bro. Damn, the grease is hot in here. Yes, sir. It's about to get even hotter. Appreciate you pulling up the XO factory on deck. What's good? Blunts with the countdown. 33 days, 9 hours remaining to fight night. Come on, feel the building. You know what I'm saying? Feel the building. If you choose to donate, please do. It's much appreciated, either to YouTube or the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Let's get down to it. Toby Bartlett on deck. You already know what it is, Toby. We're global, baby. We're global, better than local. You already know. Shout out to Toby on deck. Morning King Boxing in the building. Morning WCS. Salute to you, Martin King on deck. Yes, we're getting a day closer. We're on a week now. We're on the week. You know what I'm saying? We have another week that's going by. It's going to put us closer. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to close down on some things. We're going to get some situations taken care of on how I think WCS thinks on his summation of Spence just being straight up jealous of Crawford. I'm going to take you through some segments and I'm going to help get you there. I'm not going to just say that I believe he's jealous just because of what he said one. No, this is the lead up. This is the lead up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you, this is the lead up. I don't have to study for this shit. I don't have to read no notes. I don't have to do any of that. I'm just going to break that shit down as to why Spence is being a hating ass nigga right now. Period. Shout out to Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, AK Showtime. Shaw, Team Tucker in the building. Spence Radical fan base. Get that goofy clown disrespectful vibes from him respectfully. Look how he gave it up in the PBC segment. Shout out to Team Tucker on deck. Let's see. Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, aka Mr. Sucker Free in the building. Good morning. Salute to your OG at WCS, my big bro, and the chat family. Salute to you, big dog. Appreciate you pulling up on deck this morning. Yes, sir. Champ Raw Fantasy Boxing Predictions League. What up, WCS? Everyone in the building. Salute to you, bro. Thanks for everyone that's pulling up this morning. It's Monday. Hopefully everyone will start their day off. If you at work, I wouldn't have this on speakerphone because I don't want you to get reprimanded. And then you be in the chat talking about, hey man, can you help me out? I'm unemployed right now. Let's get down to it, man. As you already know, the presser kicked off, right? And a lot of what you're seeing with these edited, pre-recorded moments that they had, which I do like. I like for two reasons. One, it gets to show you, whoever your fighter is, what their mindset is heading into this fight, and basically how they feel about their opposition. And then it allows you to have a subject matter. In this particular segment of the Hot Grease Chronicles, we're talking about how Spence and Crawford rated one another. Okay, I like it. Spence and Crawford rated one another. You know what I'm saying? On their overall skill sets based off their performance. Now let's address something. Before I take you aerosexuals off this diving board and there's no water in that bitch. Check this out now. Not too long ago, Carlos Ocampo fight, we seen Jerry Jones step into the ring and find that one that he felt that can, bring him a little bit more attention to his training facility. At that point in time, Spence really haven't did anything. He had a Kell Brook moment. So that's what I'm gonna call it. Spence had a Kell Brook moment, y'all. He had a Kell Brook moment, just like Gennady had. He had a Kell Brook moment, and he picked up the IBF title. Jerry Jones came up here and said, yeah, you're just what I've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're a little misguided. I'm going to bring you on here and kind of raise you up a little bit, get you a little bit more exposure, and then, carry you as much as I possibly can. So that's when he got in the ring with the Carlos Ocampo fight, and people was going crazy. Oh, my God, Jerry Jones. He got the help of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones ain't did shit for him, really. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he did more for Spence than Al Heyman did. So moving forward, Jerry Jones had bought up the entire house. I'm just exposing the fakery, right? He bought out the whole house for the Carlos Ocampo before Errol Spence would later go on to do his first pay-per-view in AT&T Stadium with, I'm talking about his pay-per-view that everybody talk about with Mikey Garcia, a lightweight. Boom, he go in there and get that shit done. And, Jerry Jones has more people that's orientated around the box, and he's bringing a new sense of fan base to his training facility to make him more money. But he brought the guppy along for the ride, which was Spence. So he brought him along on a short leash and brought him, to the AT&T Stadium, and he was able to fight Mikey Garcia. Later, he was able to go back in there, and he ended up fighting two Garcias, man. You know what I'm saying? He fought two Garcias and a Porter. Porter was in LA, and he fought two Garcias in the AT&T, and then a Ugas. Along that line, we have seen certain things take place. At the beginning of the year, we heard all this talk about, him heading in there and fighting Ugas. We was waiting to see if this would finally close the chapter and bring these two fighters together. We seen negotiations fall apart. It was a whole lot of finger pointing, but all the information that's coming out now leads back to PBC not wanting to fight until 2023. It's a fact, no matter what they say. But also we've seen Spence do some questionable type actions when it comes down to his character. He did some questionable type actions, bro. First of all, leading up to this whole moment, he wasn't taking boxing as serious as he possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Once he was ejected, and now he feels dejected. I'm just being honest. The reason why I say that is that you speak in one sense how, you know, God was knocking on your door when you had the accident. But when you was on your girl's podcast, you were saying that once you had the accident, you still went back out to the club. So you prove that you have very minimal integrity. I won't say you don't have any integrity, but you can be perceived as a liar. Real talk. You can be perceived as a liar, bro, because you start bringing religion into it when this press conference and everything started to come up. All of a sudden, God was knocking on your door and it was a wake-up call. No, bro, you don't lie on God like that. God didn't knock on your door. How you know it was God? I mean, the devil speaks to people too. The devil speaks to people all the time, man. I'm not saying that's who was speaking to you, but I'm going off what you said on your girl's podcast. You said that you still was out in the club. How can God not, how can God send a sign to my, he was sending you a sign to straighten up, tighten up, but yet you're able to go up here and walk and get a little bit of rehabilitation and go right back out to the club. Anyway, moving on to the negotiation aspect, right? You try to put all the blame on Crawford, knowing damn well that you wasn't in shape and you couldn't make this fight because Al Heyman said it wasn't going to happen in 2022. I absolutely believe Bud Crawford when he sat up here and said everything that was going on. He agreed to everything, but yet they come up with something else. All the little time, all this little itty bitty hating shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not giving Crawford his full credit and sticking to it. Nigga, if you give Crawford his credit, stick to the shit. Don't give him credit on one side and then discredit him in the other. You and your trainer have been on record as being straight up Bud Crawford haters. Real talk. And the fucked up part and the dumbest shit about this whole deal is that this is the fighter that you did not put on the easy route list. And I'm getting to the ratings, y'all. This is the fighter that you did not put on the easy route list. And me and a lot of people who are supporters of Bud Crawford, we are bewildered as the reason why. Now, they'll always say it was business, it was business, it was business. No, nigga. Y'all want to bring up what Bomac said tomorrow? Oh, we took the easy route. It was Jeff Horn. Yeah, because they know they wouldn't have got a fight with freaking Errol Spence. They would have went the IBF route because he was too freaking. I mean, they wouldn't have got a Team Crawford wouldn't have got a fight with Errol Spence because Team Spence knew how much of a threat Crawford was coming up to the division. So if y'all want to use that bum ass narrative talking about, oh, they took the easy route and compare it to, Spence talking about he take the easy route. It's two different meanings. You know what I'm saying? Ambiguous. It's two different meanings to that. Both of the meanings mean this. They was thinking the same thing. There's no way Team Crawford would have got that fight with Spence back in the day, and Spence wouldn't have gave Crawford the fight back in the day because they felt he was too much of a dangerous opposition to upset the apple cart, right? So that's why all the procrastination and delays and all that shit took place. Then moving on, right? This man says he want to take the easy route. He does it. He gets everything done. In between time, the easy route ruined this man's life. The easy route ruins this man's life. You know what stands out the most? Is that he say, why wouldn't I go knock out Sean Porter? So pretty much he thought Sean Porter was easy work. And he come out, he wasn't easy work. Not only that, he had nothing but bad karma after the Sean Porter fight. 12, 13 days after that, he gets into an accident. But yet, Sean Porter's name is really the biggest part people remember about that run-in between him and Crawford. He said, why wouldn't I take the easy route and knock Sean Porter out? You fought Sean Porter, squeaked out a split decision win, And then what happened? You had an accident. Everybody, when I say everybody that's a hardcore fan that knew you before then, that heard your interviews and heard you talk, they know you're not the same person. They know you're not the same person. But WCS just want to ask you, Spence, since I heard hearing all this religion shit, why do y'all continue to hate on Crawford so much? You know, you got to look at it like this, right? I think when it all boils down to it, you feel some type of way that this man is coming out at the betting odds favorite. You say you don't need a tune-up, but yet the aerosexuals up here talking about, well, the only reason they're coming out with Bud Crawford being a betting odds because of his inactivity. Well, he chose to be inactive. He had to get some shit straight. You know what I'm saying? They had to figure out how they was going to drop this weight and make this fight happen because they had to come up out of Texas. That's a motherfucking fact. WCS, that's a motherfucking fact right there. They had to bring their ass up out of Texas. You know, when you ain't on that home cook meal, you ain't in that goddamn home, you know, that backyard. You know how shit changed when you come out the backyard. Yeah. You got to make sure everything is cool so you don't, everything is cool so you don't get exposed, bro. I said this several times ago, months ago. They need to make sure everything is smooth before they come up out of Texas and go into Vegas. So now we get to a point where we put all the old shit behind because we're not gonna act like the aerosexuals. I just had to give you a follow-up in case I got some casuals on deck. We get to 23 and we start hearing all the truth come out with Crawford calling up Spence. And then, you know, we get to see the pressers and all that. And we get to see the true reality come out. The only one that was up there hating was straight up Team Spence as always. Derrick James was asking questions. Every time somebody mentioned switch hitting, he's angry. Every time somebody mentioned his knockout streak, it don't matter. He ain't fought nobody. Every time they talk about his resume, he ain't did shit. He's a built fighter, per the words of Derrick James. Spence get on there after the YTC has put Crawford in a top-ranked Toby type of cube bubble. They wanted this man to be perceived as a slave to boxing, and they tried to portray Bob Arum as a slave master plantation. Yeah, that's what they tried to do. But leading up to this fight, we say, okay, we're going to leave the YouTubers alone and content creators alone. We're not going to talk about that shit. But who brought it back up? Errol Spence. Errol Spence said, I'm going to break him mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm going to break him like Kunta Kinte. It's almost like Spence trying to bring race into it. You know what I'm saying? Even though they both black, he want to bring, when black people, you know, start to belittle one another, you know what I'm saying? They try to degrade them, excoriate them. It always come to like some Sambo, a coon, a slavery type shit. And that's exactly what Spence did. He brought up Kunta Kinte. He said he was going to break him. Now, him listening to this, he going to say, no, that's not what I meant. Yeah, that's exactly what you meant. Because a lot of you niggas have fun trying to put Bud in a slave type environment so people can look at him as being some deprived, run down, barely surviving type nigga. That's all you doing. So Spence puts it out there that he's going to break him like Kunta Kinte. Not only that, let me go in before the press conference how Spence did a motherfucking interview. A Cowboys interview for his massa. He did it for his massa. You know what I'm saying? I heard my boy Town Biz talking about this the other day. And you know, it makes all the sense on why he did the interview like that. You know what I'm saying? Town Biz was talking about how when Jerry Jones was talking about he was curious when he was seen in a photo back in the day, preventing black students from entering the school. And he said he was just there out of curiosity. Now, this man is super rich right now. No doubt about it. Salute to him. It's a lot of rich, you know, prejudice type individuals that dealt with some part of racism back in the day, right? It's not all, but it makes all the sense that he had to come and fill his quota. You know what I'm saying? He had to fill his quota because Jerry Jones feels like he has to get credit for bringing Spence up, you know, putting him on and utilizing what Jerry Jones has built long before Spence started to buckle down in the welterweight division and get his first title. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jones has helped him get more exposure because these idiots think, oh man, he was bound to, go to the AT&T Stadium regardless. These fools up here talking about, oh, he's selling out AT&T. That's not true at all. That's an absolute lie. So he had to go up there and perform for Massa and get up there and don't even talk about Bud. He said I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was in there, I wanted to ask him about that. But I was thinking, very strategic. I said, I'm not here to interview Spence at all. I'm not. But that was my primary thought. I wanted to ask him about the interview where he didn't even mention Crawford's name. You know what I'm saying? He said he. But listen, it's not like he couldn't mention another boxer's name. It's the fact that he mentioned Canelo, Pacquiao. He mentioned all these other people's names. But when it came to Crawford, that inner hate and jealousy wouldn't let Crawford seize the moment. He didn't want the reporters taking over the interview and start asking him questions about his upcoming opponent. Even though some of the reporters asked some questions about the upcoming fight, but Spence said he. He didn't even respect Crawford enough to say his name. So he gets to the press conference, and now we seeing him finally come out. He's being forced into the light, y'all. This nigga being forced into the light, and he starts off by talking about resume. So now that we at the resume, let's look at some ratings to show you how much Errol Spence is jealous of Crawford. Just like the aerosexuals are. They know he's done a lot more in his body of work. He's accomplished more. He's achieved more. You know what I'm saying? He's had higher performance value in his resume. You know what I'm saying? He's looked at as a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's up and had his hand casted. There's a lot of areas that you can look back on for when Spence said, fuck you to the legends, which made him hate Crawford that much more. He tries to put on the front like he is amicable, like he's cordial with Crawford, but that's not the case, bro. Because look, if you had the respect for Crawford that you did, you wouldn't continue to say, well, he ain't fought nobody. And then the two common opponents that you struggled with, that you went life and limb with, he smashed. He smashed. So now they get up for the first part of the press in the West Coast, and lo and behold, Spence the hater, Mr. Jealousy himself, just because he ain't coming out as the favorite on the betting odds, just because he's been inactive, because he had to get some shit straight, and the Grand Poobah wouldn't allow him to fight, he sits up here and goes through a process of the rating. So let me take you to the audio, and let me put you up with the next thumbnail on this rating system, okay? This rating system was conducted, it's a Showtime, PBC, and, I give it up. I like the rating, but it would be good if it was somebody there to give them a little bit more push as to why they said what they said. So to the left is Crawford's rating Spence, and to the right, as you're looking at it, Spence rating Crawford. So they asked him about footwork. Crawford gave Spence a 6.0. This is a rating out of 10. You know the scale, 1 out of 10, okay? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. So Crawford gives footwork for Spence a 6, right? Spence gives Crawford a 7.0. So you're saying to yourself right off the rip, okay, Spence is flat-footed, but we all know Crawford has better footwork than Spence. But Spence don't want to come off of it. He don't want to come off of it. It's not in him. Defense. Crawford gives Spence a 6.0. You know what I'm saying? Because he does get hit a lot. Crawford's being honest. He's being honest about his first 2 ratings, right? Spence gives Crawford a 3.5. You know why he gives him a 3.5? Because his hating ass is still talking about Gamboa. This nigga, look, this nigga Crawford, this nigga Spence and his fan base, they're stuck on one narrative, the push the entire time. That's why July 29th need to get FedEx real quick. Because this nigga up here giving a rating for Gamboa, y'all. They giving a rating from Gamboa. Crawford had already dropped Gamboa early in that fight. They talk about Gamboa being a lighter featherweight fighter. But when he stepped in there with Crawford, he was able to hurt him. How in the fuck are you going to say his defense is a 3.5? That's a hating ass nigga right there. He don't want to give it up. He don't want to give it up, y'all. He has all stoppages at welterweight, but yet Spence gives this man a 3.5. Let's go on to the next, power. Crawford rates Spence 7.0. Spence rates Crawford a 6.0. He's unwilling to recognize and show that love that this man has stopped 10 straight. He has defended his title 6 times. He stopped every one of them. Every one of them. Every one at the welterweight division he has stopped. But yet this man is barely giving him credit. He doesn't even want to go anywhere close to anything. You know what I'm saying? Physically. Ring IQ is mental. Ring IQ is mental. He don't want to give this man any physical credit because then it'll correlate back to his body of work. That's a hating ass nigga, man. We go to speed. Crawford's rating Spence speed a 5.0. Right? No one really talk about how fast, Errol Spence hands is. They're active, but no one really talks about the speed, right? Then Spence rating Crawford a 6.5. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to get too close to the top. He says 6.5. I give him a 6.5. You know what I'm saying? I give him a low. I think it's higher than that, to be honest. I truly believe it's higher than that. I'm not here to give any predictions and give my points on this. I just want to get through it. Punch resistance. Now, this is very, very interesting when it comes to punch resistance. Crawford rated Spence 7.0 because he does get touched a lot and he continued to push forward. He continued to come forward. Once again, Errol rated Crawford's punch resistance 4.0. Not to mention when Crawford get hit, he turns on the switch and sometimes he absolutely abandons the fight plan and go to dog walking one-on-one. And he gives this man a 4.0. Is this based off Gamboa? Is this based off one fighter now? A fighter who's already been beat and knocked out by Isaac Cruz? Is this the fight y'all want to archive from 9 years ago? Is that the reason why Crawford, getting a 4.0 here and a 3.0 at defense? Do you see the trend? He don't have no defense and he don't have any punch resistance. 4.0. It's only 0.5 higher than the defense. Hating. That's straight up hating. Conditioning. Crawford rates Spence a 9.0. You know what I'm saying? He's being honest. I think that's a genuine rating. You know what I'm saying? Him coming forward, continue to keep that pressure, keep that motor running. He gave him a 9.0 for conditioning, right? It goes over to Crawford 7.0. Now, who in the hell has had a problem, where Crawford has just looked terrible in conditioning? He came in there struggling to freaking make weight. He came in there struggling to make it out of the first 3-4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And then heading to the mid to late rounds, he was still struggling like he was in the early rounds. Who has seen that shit play out with Crawford? Who has seen him struggle and gasping for air, spitting his mouthpiece out, trying to get extra time? Who's seen that shit? Who's seen that? But he gave him a 7.5. Now let's get to the mental aspect of this entire list, because ring IQ has to do with your mental. You know what I'm saying? How educated are you? This is your mental faculties, the neurological headquarters, the catalog, the archival, the routing, the mapping. This is where it all comes into play for a fighter, because ultimately you have to make decisions in there. And that's a mental. Everything that you ever been taught and remediated is mental in this bitch. Ring IQ is mental. Everything encompassing that you have cataloged, remediated over and over again. He gives ring IQ. Crawford gives ring IQ to Spence 9.0. He's crediting Spence with having a high ring IQ, bro. He's crediting Spence with having a high ring IQ. But Spence on Crawford, he says it's an 8.0. Some people might say that's about right. No, it's not. Just because it get close to, being 10 is the highest don't mean that, hey, it's close to it. All right. Don't ask for too much. It don't have anything to do with asking. It's the results. Like, how does he figure out? How does he improvise to stop every one of his opponents at welterweight? How does he do it? How does he do it? Somebody explain how a fighter can go in here with fighters who have undefeated records, former champions. How does he go in there and continually perform at a high level and also makes changes so much to the fact that people praise him and give him plausible credit as being a guy who collects data and makes changes almost effective immediately. But Spence gave him an 8.0. Crawford gave Spence a 9.0 ring IQ. Mentally now. The resume. This has been a huge topic. I have mentioned this over and over again when it comes to resume. The resume has a lot to do with where we at right now when we cross paths with these fighters. The paths are now crossing. They have signed the contract and they shall meet July 29th. But prior to that, they both seen each other at the presser twice. One on the West, in Beverly Hills, and the other one in NYC. The resume was a big topic, especially in Beverly Hills, because Spence wanted to say, you ain't fought nobody. But lo and behold, after you took the easy route, the last man standing, you got to go see Terrence Bud Crawford. Period. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, nigga. You got to come see him. He wasn't on your easy route list. Crawford even said, he didn't mention my name. No, he didn't mention your name. Because they knew you wasn't the easy route. They know it would have been problems if you would have fought Crawford back then. Being that Spence was just starting to even get acclimated into the championship status as a champion. Crawford had already been there, done that. He had already been there, done that, bro. So he was used to feeling that type of air up there on the summit. He was used to that. Just like he's used to training at elevation. He's used to that. But when it came to the resume, Spence was saying, like, you ain't fought nobody, man. Come on, man. You ain't fought nobody. Well, two of his biggest opponents is two of Errol Spence's common opponents. Terrence was rated by Spence when it comes to resume a 0.5. So let's check this out. A 0.5. Now, there's a lot of boxers that's in the welterweight division who I can look at their resume and say, when it comes to comparing to these fighters, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, I can give them close to a 0.5. I'm talking about some of these guys that's in the top 15. Errol Spence gave Crawford a 0.5 out of pure jealousy and disdain for this man. You know what I'm saying? A 0.5 initially, when you said it, could have been backed up if you just said, no, I'm just joking. I give him this score right here. But when he said 0.5, somebody in the background from his team started laughing. I'm not going to make an assumption as to who it was, But all I'm saying is you have to keep that same type of jealousy when it comes July 29th on fight week, because you just rated that man a 0.5. You wanted to be nasty. See, they want the type of Crawford that crossed Derrick James in the back. They're trying to bring that type of Crawford out. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep on poking and shit and talking because they want the dude to say, "What's up, nigga? Dumb motherfucker." They want that type of Crawford. They want the nigga to be like, "No, I don't walk around here with no security like that. It's just me. I ain't worrying about none of that. I'm good." Him and his trainer keep on doing shit like this. He rated this man's resume as 0.5, but yet you got to fight him to get through with your manifesto to become undisputed. And they're saying this is your toughest fight of your career. And nobody else on your resume. See, when they asked Crawford said he don't know if you the toughest fight. That's intelligence. He's saying, I don't know if he's going to be my toughest fight. I have to wait and see. But when it comes to Spence definitely knows Crawford going to be his toughest fight. He understands he's in trouble. Nigga, you in trouble. You can't play catch up with Crawford, who's sitting up here and been treating the sport like a profession. Like this is his job. This is what he makes his bread off of. And he's going to take it. He's going to take those moments when people are sleeping. He's going to be out there working. He's going to take those moments and when other people may be resting and he's out here working. He's out working. He's always been out working Spence. But see, Spence mentality is point blank, period. This is Spence's whole mentality. The mentality that he had with Danny Garcia has been his entire mentality, because he was used to getting away with it with opponents that he believed that he can dog walk without being 100%. That means when he was outside fucking off, drinking, doing whatever he was doing, he felt that those type of competition, when he was building his resume off of, he can go in there absent of being 100% and still fight him and win. That's his mindset. But see, now his mindset is absolutely different. This what I like, because the contract is signed now. People have been waiting for him to get his ass in shape. In the meantime, Crawford been in shape, right? So you already have somebody that's been getting it in, sharpening up their skills. You know what I'm saying? Stand in the gym, knowing that the fight is on the horizon. And they say, no, nobody's going to take this shit from me. I'm ready. Nobody's going to take this shit from me. I'm ready. Finally, we get to a point where we get the pressers and we hear the fighters, talk shit and let us in on some information that we didn't quite know. But yet also we see from Team Spence how they continue to hate on Crawford. Jealousy ain't going to get you nowhere rating his resume at 0.5. You got to fight the nigga that has the resume that's a 0.5 to prove that the people, that everyone that you're undervaluing him as fighting leading up to you, Spence, you got to understand and prove to people that he ain't going to be able to go in there and do you the exact same way that he fucked up every 39 of his opposition before you. You got to go in here and prove to everybody that you can't be number 40, nigga. You got to prove that. You have to prove it, because it's going to make you look crazy out here. When you take this L, and you was the same one on here talking about 0.5, his resume. So where does that put you? Where does that put you? He go in here and he washes you and scoop your titles up. You have to not only look stupid as hell, but you have to understand that the wrath is going to be very, very active on this bitch. Because you said this man's resume, somebody who has a resume grading of 0.5 out of 10, you're going to have to answer some questions as to how in the hell he beat that ass the way he did. If he's fought no opponents that's supposed to be on your level, and he's Any hardcore boxing fan will look at it like it's no way that he's been able to improve. There's no way you've been able to improve on this shit. So you can't sharpen your skills when you have a resume of 0.5 in the eyes of Spence. So Spence is comparing himself to be the creme de la creme. As of Crawford, he perceives Crawford's body of work to be a 0.5, the lowest grade, damn near like you are a journeyman, like you have losses on your record, like you ain't fought nobody. You just been sitting around here fighting niggas that's got losing records, all that. A 0.5 puts you in a state is where you've been having some close fights. You feel me? You had some close fights. You ain't really picked up no championships. Very questionable selection process. You can see the hatred, niggas. You can see the hatred. You want me to give you another one? They try to run with this narrative talking about Top Rank had good matchmakers. That's jealousy, bro. That's jealousy right there. That's all. These hating ass niggas jealous. They said Top Rank had the best matchmakers. All I gotta say, you have to look at it, and with the biggest lens of all, nigga, you have to take your ass into Vegas and prove that this is a fighter that has one belt in the welterweight division. You have to prove that he hasn't learned anything because his competition didn't teach him anything. You know what I'm saying? His competition didn't teach him anything. What are you and Derrick James going to teach Errol Spence if you continue to believe that this man ain't fought nobody? If you think his resume is garbage, then he hasn't learned nothing from recycling garbage. So therefore, you should have a pretty easy go when you step through the ropes on July 29th to prove to people that I told you his resume was a 0.5. I told you. How I told you? I displayed it and I put him on notice inside the ring in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. You gotta come with it, bro. You got to prove this 0.5 because that's straight up disrespectful. What did Crawford rate Spence? A 7.0. A 7.0, yo. He gave him 6.5 grading higher than Spence, who came out with a 0.5. This dude and his people do not have any favor for Crawford, and I don't see that they respect. I know I've heard what Crawford said. You know what I'm saying? Crawford's been keeping professional. I don't talk for him. You know, Bernie can talk for him. You know, Bomac can talk for him. All I'm doing is giving an overlay on what I think. And I think he has a bit of vitriol for Terrence Crawford because he believes there's a lot of people that's going for Crawford that he believes should be going for him because he won all the praise and glory in the world for picking up 3 belts in one division. In one freaking division. No, what you should be doing is bigging up Crawford because it don't make any sense for content creators to go out here and continue to shred Crawford's resume. But yet when Crawford goes in here and step on this dude, what are y'all gonna do? What narrative is it gonna be when y'all switch it over? Like, I thought he had a 0.5 resume, and he went in here and did that to Spence. So obviously somebody on his resume taught him something. Like, let's be real with each other. Like, what is Bomac and his team, Red, all of them? What are they gonna teach Crawford if his opposition is supposed to be a 0.5 grading level? What film study are they taking from that to say, okay, this we need to go back to the lab to work on? Or they just gonna say, well, you know what? That fighter wasn't too much anything anyway. And it's not much we get from you. You did what you were supposed to do. I mean, he didn't really show us anything that was complex. Something new that we ain't seen. We didn't get that from him. So really, you know what I'm saying? Look, Crawford said if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So this is the mentality, right? Crawford said if it's broke, don't fix it. So they're gonna look at it like, well, you know, Crawford even said himself, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that means the type of competition he was facing in the ring, it was never broken. He kept winning because his body of work was a 0.5. He ain't fought nobody. So let me tell you this way, Spence, you're gonna have to go ahead and prove, not to the boxing community, but you're gonna have to prove to yourself, most of all, prove to yourself that you're not going out here bullshitting yourself. Bullshitting before the Sean Porter fight out in the streets, bullshitting after it, being hand delivered a tune-up fight with Danny Garcia and Yadinas Ugas. Now you're talking about $1 million concession. I hope you ain't trying to pay your way for Bud to be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you ain't trying to appease him, satisfy him, try to befriend him. I don't think Bud's stupid at all. He never gave me that feeling that he was stupid. Let's take a gander. I want you to listen to this, y'all. Please. And I will get to the chat. Just take a gander. Put on your listening.
Probably like 7.
6.
3, 4.
6.
Probably like 6.
I ain't never really felt this power, so it's kind of.
Did you see that? Crawford, they rating power. You see Spence just rattled off talking about, a grade. He gave him a grade. Now, when it comes to the mental blade, how sharp is it? Because once again, Crawford already said that I don't know if he's my toughest opponent because I haven't, I don't know yet. I got to find out July 29th. What did he just say on power? I don't know. Is that not an honest answer? Is that not an honest reply? Come on now.
Hard to rate somebody power. I would say 7.
I believe he's quicker more than he's faster, but I say probably like 6, 7.
5.
Probably like a 4.
7.
He trained in Colorado Springs, so I give him. He got a great probably like 7, 8.
9.
You hear that? He trained in Colorado Springs. So you think he's gonna come out with a 9, right? Because I've been up there, bro. I mean, dude, it's different. Real talk. That you have lungs for a reason. You have a heart for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say, your heart beat, pulsating out your chest and shit, pumping out your chest. I mean, that it could do that to you. But this man limped in with a 7.5 and shit. Man, he don't want to get no damn. He does not want to overemphasize anything when it comes to Bud, man.
8.
9.
0.5.
Yeah, nigga, I hope you laugh. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't piss me off. I'm not the fighter. I'm not the one going in there. I'm just the content creator, just speaking on the situation. Y'all trying to build up the fight. Now, this was at Beverly Hills, right? You know what I'm saying? This took place in 2 separate rooms. They wasn't there together. None of that. But when they said 0.5, y'all absolutely gotta be at attention with that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be at attention with that shit, bro. You got to prove. If body of work is everything that you and the aerosexuals are going to be speaking on, y'all got to stand on that shit. Y'all have to stand on it. Every one of you all that continue to talk about his body of work and he shouldn't be where he be, don't know shit about boxing at the end of the day, because format is what it is. Don't let me start dropping names because I don't want to go off topic about boxers who has a whole lot of fights, but they ain't fought nobody. But yet you have legitimate opposition that Crawford's fought, who was reigning, defending champions, and he gets no credit for it. So you got to stand on that. You got to go in there and prove that this man ain't learned nothing in his entire career since he came in the sport 08. You got to prove it. You got to prove that for you, the Olympics, it just wasn't your best year. You just got to prove that you're way better than what you came up with short in the Olympics, and that you was over there shedding tears and your eyes were sweating, that they let you have another chance and you didn't seize the moment. You could have been a bronze medalist, a silver medalist. You could have been a gold medalist. But when the last time I checked, you said that you lost your mojo when they let you back to return for that fight. You lost your mojo, and that's why you didn't win. You lost your mojo. I understand that is a huge, thick cloud that sits over you, being on the Olympic team where no males won a medal, only the females. I get it. I get it. You look at all Clarissa Shields' accomplishments and you say, you know what? I was on that team. I was on that team. You know what I'm saying? I was on that team. Damn. I was on that team. She won that gold. You're going to have to prove to the people outside of boxing, inside of boxing, that this man, Terrence Bud Crawford, has learned absolutely nothing because he's fought subpar competition. You and your entire fan base, y'all going to have to prove that shit. You're going to have to prove that he's a 0.5 professional, pound for pound fighter. And this is the stupid part about it. He's gotten, how smart is this? He was able to achieve and make it on the pound for pound list with a 0.5 rating from Spence, who sits right behind this 0.5 boxer who you're stepping in the ring for the biggest fight of your career. You've been behind him on the pound for pound list the entire time. So this is a joke for you because what you're saying is a joke. You don't even think about the entire analogies, the branches, you know what I'm saying, that you know, these roots run deep, like the branches upon branches upon branches of the comments that you're making that don't make sense. Y'all basically undervaluing everything that this man had achieved with numbers and words and everything else. But when it comes down to the paperwork, you have never been able to supersede or surpass Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound list. You have to ask yourself why, bro. You have to ask yourself why. You gave this man a 0.5. Why is he the betting favorite? Why haven't you been able to excel and move forward on the pound for pound list? Why? Why do you only have 3 championships in one division? Why weren't you able to knock out Mikey Garcia? Why weren't you able to knock out Sean Porter? Why weren't you able to knock out Danny Garcia? I mean, it's just big questions that people want to know. Like, if you're man down in the big fish, if Crawford's been able to take care of his opposition that was such low quality, why wasn't you able to stop these opponents, since you consider yourself to be the highest tier of elite status in the welterweight division? You say you're the man at welterweight. So why haven't you been able to just run through this opposition that was put in front of you? Every one of your top opposition, from Kell Brook that Terrence Crawford fought, and Sean Porter, you say they wasn't shit when Crawford fought them. They weren't shit. So now, basically, the good part about Team Crawford is that they finally, out of everything he's ever done in his boxing career, they finally get to fight a top-level opposition. Per your narrative, you're the first one out of 39 who have failed. Errol Spence is going to be the first one that Terrence Crawford faced in the ring that's of quality opposition. But no one has the answers to say why this man is behind him on the pound for pound list. Why this man has never been considered in front of Crawford to be pound for pound number 1. Nobody has that documentation because these niggas still talking about old shit. They still stuck in time because they just don't want to give credit. They mad. These niggas mad because Crawford wouldn't give them the time of day for an interview. You know what I'm saying? They really, just like, hey, just like Bernie said last night, them niggas really Bud Crawford fans. They really are Bud Crawford fans, but they just got wrapped up in the herd. They got wrapped up and they was influenced. You know what I'm saying? They was influenced to go one way when they wanted to stay right where they were. Now, you chose to get a friend in them, and you followed that friend. And you've been miserable ever fucking since. How dare you sit up there and disrespect Crawford with a 0.5 there, Spence? That's straight up and down disrespect. You know, whoever's laughing in the background, laugh now and cry motherfucking later. Laugh now and cry later. Because I'm glad you putting out all these bookmarks for a nigga like me. I'm glad you're able to put all these bookmarks out for a nigga like me. Because I'm going to be back on this bitch July 30th. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to have some questions that don't need no motherfucking answers. They all going to be rhetorical. What did we just watch happen? Can someone tell me, were we surprised at the outcome? Are we surprised at the outcome? Did anybody that was watching this fight who was a Bud supporters, did you have any doubt or compunction that the fight wouldn't end the way it did? Did you think it was going to go to the scorecards? Let me get to the chat. I do have a lot. I'm not going to be able to get with everybody on there. I'm just not. I'm not going to be able to. But I want to give a shout out to the supporters, first and foremost. And I'm not going to be able to get out. Like you, if you, those of you, you know how many comments. I'm damn near like 100 comments, right? You know, super chats get priority, period. I'm just saying. I'm going to stroll through and pick out ones, you know what I'm saying? Especially the ones who support the channel all the time. Let me go back up to the tier. Shout out to Marlon King Boxing at the right hand. The goddamn War Drawn ready, never sleep on your competition. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Shaw News say EJ is a straight up corn ball emoji. Joseph Bader say salute everybody. Bud is always ready. He said he was ready to fight weeks ago. And that's when we was, you know, in the 60 days period. We was up there. We had 60 plus days, y'all, when this fight was announced. You know, the 60 plus days when they came out. Look, when they came out and announced it on their social media, you know, it was in the 60s. Now we down to 33 days and 9 hours. Okay. All right. Tell Spence, if Bud resume is 0.5, then you can't get in the Hall of Fame if you beat him. See, that's what I'm like. I'm liking the laboratory experiments that are now coming out. We're talking about new weaponry that deals with technology, the tech era. We're talking about chemical warfare, goddammit. We're talking about mental warfare. Like that. Because we've mentioned this before. We've mentioned it. If you continue to downplay this man's resume like a big ass dummy, like a jealous ass dummy, right? How does it credit you in a win? If you say he ain't fought nobody, how does a 0.5 get you where you want to be from the people? Oh, I know what he's gonna say, Blunts. He's gonna say and start laughing like he did with freaking Brian Custard. I was just playing. I was just playing. I didn't mean I was just gonna give him anything. I didn't mean he had a 0.5. I was just playing. What's so funny? Oh, nothing. Nothing ain't funny. And you know, it ain't shit funny. Like 0.5. How that gonna get you a first ballot Hall of Famer? Oh, all of a sudden they're gonna have the Deontay Wilder effect. Deontay Wilder's doing all these accolades, and the only person that got rewarded for it is Fury. Well, goddamn it, you don't have the complexion for the protection there, Errol, and you're gonna get exposed once again. You're gonna get exposed. Period. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get exposed, big dog. Real talk. Blunt's got a good point. You know what I'm saying? How does that get you in the Hall of Fame? How does that get you recognized? How does that get you the praise that you're looking for at the end of the day? How does a 0.5 get you there? You're basically saying you're fighting a nobody when we know that ain't true, because the pound for pound lists say that he's somebody. But you want to make him seem like he's a nobody. You refuse to give this man any credit, bro. You're a hater. I'm exaggerating, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Wilder's voice. Spence forgot Crawford knocked out more world-ranked boxers than he has fights. And he knows it, man. But, you know, like I said before, Martin King, God blessed us with the selective amnesia. God blessed us to be able to hate somebody, you know what I'm saying, before we love somebody. God blessed us with that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever fruit was passed or whatever they want to talk about the history of it. You know what I'm saying? No matter. We hate before we appreciate. Top Rank actually matches their fight up against Hard Comp. Facts. That's fact. Shout out to Sir Senior on deck. Karate Body on deck. Arrow's on crack if he believes this. Well, you know what I'm saying? I think something might be cracked. He may not be on crack, but something might be cracked. And it ain't fully healed yet. That's all I'm saying. It might not be fully healed. That's why Bob Aaron wanted to give Arrow $200K and Al wanted to give him $30K. Bob was going to throw Arrow to the dogs and pay him well for it. Al was going to give him $30K, but all easy fights. Well, we already know what happened with that. You know, I was always bigging up the investment. No, we ain't talking about money. Fuck that. I don't care about the pockets. I want to talk about how are you going to convince us that you're going to go in there and beat Crawford July 29th. That's what I want. I want that type of experience. Fuck the money. That's their money. They feeding their family with it. I don't have nothing to do with that. He better not lose to a 0.5. That would mean your whole career was a gimmick. Absolutely, bro. How you gonna say he's 0.5, but yet you trying to tell people to come see the dance? They're not smart, man. They're not smart. I swear, him and DJ. That's why I say, man, when it comes down to finding a game plan for Bud, they don't have enough intel, and they don't have the right dynamic. Like I told y'all before, it's still a 2-year gap between these guys. For 2 years, Spence didn't even converse with Derek. They didn't have conversation. They wasn't even on terms enough. They wasn't even meshing for 2 years. And it's always going to be there. It's always going to be there, that 2-year gap of them not communicating. It's always going to be there, bro. It ain't going nowhere. This shit is always going to be there between him. I to this day, I don't think he truly, you know, is on board with Derek James. Real talk. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Well, at WCS in chat, it sounds like Spence has been jealous of Bud since he moved up to 147 and the comparison started. Yeah, hey, you might be onto something, just like how Charlo started to hate on him when he moved up. You know what I'm saying? You're onto something. Y'all on fire. Y'all on fire. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like y'all totally understand the picture. You know what the index look like. You know which chapter he's writing. You know what I'm saying? You know garbage when you see it. Real talk. There's people in here that know garbage when they see it. I don't even care. Let me get to this super chat right quick. Shout out to Karate Body. with the $10 super chat on deck in the building. Salute WCS. EJ and his fans have bought into each other's hype. They believe he's a cyborg and he's pumped off how they talked him up. Their love story is coming to an end real soon. Yes, indeed. It's coming to an end real soon. 33 days, 9 hours. What are you talking about? 33 days, 9 hours. That shit is ticking away, man, like salt. You know what I'm saying? Like we flipping this motherfucker over the salt. Okay, flip it over again. Time is going. It's dissolving, y'all. It's dissolving. They can think he's a cyborg. They think he's a machine. Cool. Like I said, go to the railroad tracks. If you think that's how it's going to be, the train just going to go in a linear and just keep on moving and run through Crawford. Okay. I'm happy you think that way. Shout out to Haynes Legacy in the building. Salute to you and the fam, bro, on this Monday. What's good? Salute to all y'all out there, man, working, making that money for your fam. It's extremely important. Some people don't have jobs this day. You know what I'm saying? They're struggling. You feel me? That's just the way it is, man. Underestimate the footwork if you want to. No, let them continue to devalue. Let them continue, man. Can we get a breakdown between quick and fast? I see Google's definition, but can we expound upon that? I don't know what you're talking about. Can we get a breakdown between quick and fast? Hey, you know what I'm saying? God damn. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference? Are they synonyms? Hey, Bloods. Are they synonyms or antonyms? You know what I'm saying? Antonyms. You know what? I'm going to oblige that. You know, so right quick. You know what I'm saying? Right quick. Check this out. Because people that sit up here, they dumb shit. Sometimes they need to understand that let me go back, because Blunt's asked an educated question, right? And we're talking about boxing at the end of the day. But sometimes we have to get into the classroom. All right, we have to get into the classroom and prevent some curriculum on the social media chalkboard. So peep this out. I'm sharing the screen right quick, just so we can not confuse the listeners as to what Blunts is talking about. All right. So I'm sharing screen, and I'm now bringing up the question that was asked by Blunts. So let me take down this comment. I'm going to get back to the comments. I'm getting back to the comments, right? So for those of you that's tuned into this, right, I'm going to show you something as to why people say what they say, because, you know, he pretty much attempted to grade Bud Crawford quick and fast, right? So if you look on here, I put in an inquiry to the search engine of quick, and I said quick synonyms. Automatically, I knew fast was freaking a synonym. And you see right here, the first word is fast. So quick and fast are the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Quick and slow are not. But per the documentation, rendered from this social media inquiry, both of these words mean the exact same thing when it comes to the definition. I need to get up out of here, you know, because they're not paying me to give people extra credit over there on Team Spence. But shout out to Blunts for putting up that, for asking that question. And shout out to Karate Body with the $10 super chat. One love to you. Much appreciated. Showtime say EJ is a hating ass herb that is exposing himself to all the official people of the boxing world. Only other haters and jealous cornballs co-sign this lame behavior. Well, I guess that's what we can phrase them as. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Corn, all right? In this case, okay, Shaw News, this is not considered nutrition. All right. All right. It's not considered nutrition. So you don't think he's complimenting you, you know what I'm saying, you aerosexuals. It's not a compliment. He rated his conditioning, ring IQ, and footwork the highest. So he must feel like Bud is going to be able to avoid being broken for some time, but due to other factors will be broken. Hey, good assessment. You know what I'm saying? I don't think much of what he was talking about was maximized value based off genuine, organic, feeling as a boxer, as a legitimate professional boxer. I don't think much of what he put out there was genuine. I think he made sure that he kept that hate alive, and he lowballed them on the scoring system. Now you're dealing with numbers. If he would have been honest, Bud would have had some high numbers up there. He would have had some extremely high numbers, because Spence know deep down inside, yes, he's him. Bud's him, and he's gonna look. The only way he's gonna find out what he was saying all this time is true from the opening bell. It's nothing. It's no place he can go mentally that he's believing that he's gonna go in there and break Bud mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's nothing that Errol Spence can go to. It's not a place he can go to. It don't matter. It's nowhere he can go to that says, you know what, I totally believe what I'm saying. I believe that I'm gonna break this man. No, man, it sounds good, but he hasn't been shown to break. Who on his resume of 0.5 has came close to breaking Bud? That's what Spence has to ask himself. If he chooses to avoid this shit, no worries. No worries. Because time don't stop for nobody. And if you choose to stay in the fight and you go to the scales on July 28th, we'll see you on the 29th. You know what I'm saying? We'll see you on the 29th, big dog, because you know damn well you don't believe the shit you talking about. You jealous, bro. Errol Spence is just jealous. He don't want to give him no credit, just like Derrick James don't want to get credit for Crawford being a switch hitter. Everybody, when they bring up switch hitting, they bring up Terrence Crawford. And then he don't want to give him credit for having all knockouts, you know what I'm saying, in the division. And even on his 10 straight knockout streak, he don't want to give that man his credit. It's all good. I'm starting to think he wasn't playing. Every answer Errol gave was genuine. It breaks down his game plan. He underestimated Bud highly, and Bud is taking him very seriously. I totally agree with Bud taking boxing seriously. He treats every fight as if it's the big fight. You know what I'm saying? That's his mindset. I respect that. I respect that, because, what if Bud was just out here just talking, and we seen him out of shape? You know what I'm saying? What if we seen him out in town out of shape? What if we seen him not in the gym? We was talking to people that's in Omaha, and we were asking them, hey, man, what's going on with Bud, man? I haven't really seen no footage come out of him lately. What is he doing? Well, he ain't been in the gym, bro. Like, Bomac really don't know what's going on with him. He just been out there chilling, man. He been fishing, enjoying life. He's just waiting for the fight to be signed. When the fight signed and they get, the official, the green light, that's when you're going to get back in the gym. We haven't heard that. That's not what we hear. We always hear something that he's in the gym. Every time he comes to somebody's town, man, he's getting it in. He came down here to the A, and he got sparring in. I mean, people tell you, he gets sparring in. He sparred the youngins, bro. They treating Bud like a Zerto or something. Got all these wins, but get in there with an elite guy and look mid-level, mid-tier. They're going to be shocked as fuck when Errol gets stretched. I mean, look, I think they truly know it's a great possibility he gets stretched out, bro. Real talk there, Blunts. Real talk. I think a lot of them knowing it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them know it's gonna happen, bro. They just they want to keep on talking bullshit for as much as they possibly can. Look, it's almost like when we found out that we was getting stimulus checks, right? People was like, man, How long before they get to my name? When they say the R's is gonna come up or the T's, when it's gonna happen? It's just like they know. You know what I'm saying? They know. They just milking the stimulus program to get this money off Bud's back, off his name, and then the shit is gonna dry up and it's gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? So they just enjoying the stimulus based off the super chats and based off them putting out goddamn shit that they consider to be viral, pandemic, viral. You know what I'm saying? They just putting out information to draw in the traction to ride this as much as they can until fight week. What's gonna happen? What y'all think gonna happen? You know, they come up here and you got 2-time undisputed, right? What the super chat gonna say then? Oh, the refereeing, man, that wasn't even right. No, we don't want to hear none of that. None of that bullshit. We don't want to hear none of that shit, bro. We don't want to hear nothing. Longest reigning pound for pound champion Terrence Bud Crawford was underrated by slow, methodical Errol Spence chat moral of the story. They don't have to give him credit there, Martin King. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Longest reigning pound for pound. No. Now you just putting too many analogies up there. You putting too many gems. You know what I'm saying? It's too many bullet points to talk about the stupidity of this nigga up here talking about 0.5. How can you be the longest reigning? And if you that sorry of a fighter, if you that bum of a fighter, right? That has made his resume a talking point, all because of top ranked matchmaking. Why hasn't somebody come along out of the 39 and taken that shit away? It has to be easy, bro. It has to be easy because this dude ain't fought nobody. If he ain't fought nobody, prove it. You know what I'm saying? Why nobody haven't been able to go in there? If he ain't fought nobody, you trying to tell me 39 fighters out there couldn't have gotten the job done? And a lot of these fighters was champions. You trying to tell me that a champion couldn't go in there and prove that Bud was just fighting mediocre opposition from 35 to 40 up to 47? So when he came over to 47 from fighting subpar competition at lower weight divisions, you trying to tell me in the welterweight division before he truly got acclimated, when he won a title from Jeff Horn, they couldn't take the title? Why though? Rhetorically. Why though? Rhetorically. Why wasn't someone out of 39 able to take the title? Bro, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Why wasn't somebody, one person, this mediocre Omaha fighter in Bud Crawford, why wasn't there just one single person able to give him that loss? Why was that one single person that Bud fought in his hometown, his backyard, Omaha, Nebraska? Why wasn't is one human being out there on elite status that was able to defeat this guy and hand him his first loss? Because ultimately, its entire time, he's been operating as a 0.5 type of fighter comparable to his resume. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying, Martin King? It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely eating fish. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely eating fish. Real talk. My whole family eating fish. For real. We're going to have a healthy supply of fish. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to the 29th and on the 29th. You know what I'm saying? We definitely going to have a healthy supply of fish, goddammit. When I say for Spence, I mean Crawford KOing him. Words sometimes comprehend. Okay, I got you. Imagine being on the panel with a bunch of niggas talking about boxing while they waiting on. I bet the YTBC was crazy during that time. Everybody at home and shit. I'm mad. Oh man, I was there during that time. That's when the niggas was standing up in the AM arguing on the panel, dog, just arguing and arguing. It was wild. They got whole families in the house, and knowing they in a 13 to 1500 square foot home, yelling like that, waking up their kids. You should be glad you missed it, Bless. For real, dog. You don't want to go back then, man. It was terrible. It was terrible. How Bud got all TKOs and UDs. There ain't no split decisions, majority decision, draws, none of that shit. I mean, Bud is factually flawless. Now, don't use that F word, flawless, bro. Don't use flawless, because flawless to some people, it may sit with them. Look, flawless may sit with them like perfect. You know, like quick and fast. People might use flawless with a synonym of perfect. And you know, when you say flawless, people say, okay, cool, you flawless, you know. He could have accomplished something that was considered difficult, and he did it flawlessly. You know what I'm saying? Without hiccups, without discrepancies. But also flawless can be considered perfect. And then when you get to perfect, all hell break loose. Oh, no, the fuck he didn't say he was perfect. Oh, hell no, dog. Hell no. So you got to be careful using that F word, man. You got to be careful, dog, because they might link it up with a synonym of perfect. And you don't want to do that. They're already unstable, bro. The motherfuckers already unstable. I'm ordering fish that night and chicken. Now, no chicken that night for me. I'm ordering straight up fish, bro. I'm ordering straight up fish. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm ordering straight up fish, and that's what it's gonna be. Now, it's gonna be some sides on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some sides. It might be some mac and cheese, some greens. You know what I'm saying? Definitely gonna have a dessert on there. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. But we're gonna have some nice sides, some cabbage. You know what I'm saying? No corn. You know what I'm saying? You know, Shaw News is talking about corn balls. I can't have no corn. I ain't trying to be a corn ball watching that fight. I don't want to come on here and say some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Say, damn, it's the 6th round and Spence still on his feet? Shit. Let me put that corn away, goddamn. That corn fucking up everything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no corn. We're gonna stick straight to the greens, the fish, the mac. You know what I'm saying? You know, a little bit of carbs here and there. And then we might even have some drink. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just something that's normal to help celebrate. You know, Crawford getting 2-time undisputed. That's what it's about, man. I want to also let y'all know this, man. I'll probably be back on live a little bit later this afternoon. I want to touch on a live stream that was about live stream yesterday. I definitely want to speak on that. But what I want to tell you all about this situation that we talked about today is that don't let the numbers pass you by and you just brush them off like they're nothing. They just doing this shit for promo. No, man, this is real life the way, you know, he feels, bro. You got to look at it. This is real life the way this dude feels. Yeah, look at this. He feels like the 0.5 is real life. Like Crawford gets a 5.4 overall score to Errol Spence 7.0. But yet the 5.4 is basically graded higher on the pound for pound list based off the body of work and his achievements. So it's not even adding up, y'all. Be smart. This shit's not adding up. It's his body of work. You know what I'm saying? Having his hand casted, all the freaking awards. You know, it's not adding up. He's already been undisputed. We're not talking about fighters that has 4 or 5 losses already when you're fighting for undisputed. No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about bona fide, legitimate, undefeated, you know, fighter. You fighting for undisputed. Julius Ndongo, put some respect on his name. We don't give a fuck about what his color looked like after that. If he was sitting at the red light doing some of those fights after Crawford had nothing to do with that. Crawford fought that dude when he was at the green, when he was blowing through the intersection, and he was in there undefeated. His shit was greened up. Nobody gives a damn about what happened. That don't have shit to do with Crawford. That don't have nothing to do with Crawford, bro. You know what I'm saying? After Kell Brook fought Bud Crawford, did he not get a win? Did he not get a win? Did he not get a win? Because they say he was a shell of himself, right? Did he not get a win after he fought Bud? I'm sure he did. But they're gonna say, you know what? You're right, but it wasn't at 47. But did he get a win though? Did he get a win? Don't let no bullshit like this, final results and all this grading of physical. Look at the physical now. The physical, footwork, defense, power, speed, punch resistance, conditioning. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to ring IQ, you want to grade Crawford, his highest at ring IQ, because ultimately, for everybody in the chat, Errol Spence didn't want to come off as saying that what he really thinks is Crawford's dumb. So that's why he put him at an 8.0. Excuse me. Knowing his ring IQ is higher than an 8.0. You know what I'm saying? Higher than an 8.0. Because you have to look at his ring IQ can be a 10, really. His ring IQ could be considered a 10. And people look at 10 as being impossible. You know what I'm saying? The man is undefeated and he has the awards to back it up. So basically, if no one has proved that they can beat this man or make him seem like he's in a vulnerable position and he don't know what to do, why not be a 10? How is a grading system numerically considered to be maxed when there's a number higher than 10? You know what I'm saying? All because somebody say, hey, man, we're grading this, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. But 10 ain't the highest. 11 is the highest. You know what I'm saying? 15 is higher than 10. But you know what I'm saying? No, I don't know. I'm just saying you get a man 10 for ring IQ. How is it disputed? Just like Blunt said, no split decisions. What? Where are the majority decisions? Where's the step aside money? Has he fought his mandatories? I mean, you got to look at the whole entire chapters that's been written during his career, and you have to go back and find out, make sure you have a pen. You got to underline all these discrepancies that they say that Crawford has, and you got to compare them to the grades that Spence. And when you compare them, you're going to find out Spence was just being a hater. He's jealous. That's all. Period, bro. He don't like Crawford. Deep down inside, I know it's a lot of people in Texas that's probably talking about, hey, Spence, I hope you have it, bro. I hope you have it, man. Crawford's going to be a tough one for you. It's a lot of people in Texas that's going for Crawford, bro. Seriously, I think this is what it is. He's catching a lot of heat in his hometown. I think people going for Crawford. A lot of people going for Crawford. They feeling the crunch now. They say, "Oh shit, the fight made. I gotta stop bullshitting around. I'm going for Crawford, man. I know I'm from Texas, dog. I know this. It's a tough, man. I know it sounds crazy, but man, I always been a Crawford fan, man. Real talk, I always been a Crawford fan, man. I know Spence, but just because a fighter's in your backyard don't mean you got to vote for him like that, man. I'm going for Crawford, dog. Real talk, I'm going for Crawford, man. Period. Yeah, a lot of niggas that's claiming that they hate. No, man, they just confused. That's all. This is no different. They just confused. That's all. Knockdown, make it make sense. But 0.5 is a nigga doing his debut. Yeah. No. I mean, I know where you at. 0.5. I know where you at. But what if they had an extensive amateur pedigree in their debut? You know what I'm saying? What if they came over this bitch already a 9.5 based off their amateur pedigree, Blunts? You know what I'm saying? Based off their amateur pedigree. So they go ahead and knock out somebody who has a debut or dudes, you know what I'm saying, 1-0. What if they came over here based off their amateur pedigree and they had all that praise and shit? What if they was an Olympian medalist? You know what I'm saying? You know, what if they earned a medal? They come over here already at a greater scale, clean slate. You know what I'm saying? They got to rate them 10 and let them reduce that shit over time. Spence shuns all pro boxers WCS by saying that, in my opinion, man, he's gonna have to own up to all of it. He's gonna have to own up to all of it, bro. 0.5 resume is 1-0-1. Yeah, man, you can say that. You can say that. When you throw that draw on the end, you know what I'm saying? You can say that. You throw a draw on the end. That is a person that's trying to find their way. Because look, you're fighting competition that you're supposed to be equal to. Like I say, it depends on your amateur pedigree. So he's fighting competition that's supposed to be doing the embryonic stages of your career. You know what I'm saying? You're in development, right? But you're undefeated, but you have a draw already. No, nigga, you're 0.5, dog. You're 0.5, nigga. Charge his ass percentage per belt because he totally disrespected the ranking sanctioning bodies. Man, I that's something I don't care about. Real talk. I don't care too much about that side of it because I can't do anything about it. The sanctioning bodies has been ripping fighters off for a long time. That's why Floyd Mayweather had went on a rant that time talking about, you know, boxing is fucked up because they have all these belts and they're milking fighters for money. But yet somehow, some way, Spence is asking where the 3% is going. And he never mentioned the shit before. You never was an advocate for nothing, my guy. You never was an advocate for nothing. All of a sudden, you want to know what the 3% is going, like you're going to change it and it's going to cause you to get more money. You don't want to come out your pocket. No, you chose to do all the lifting. Don't talk about 3% now. Talk about that WBO belt that you say you was going over to get. Hey, Crawford, I'm coming to get that fucking belt. Let's talk about that. Convince us that you are still on that damn energy. Convince us that the barometer is still high. You know what I'm saying? Like your adrenaline level haven't subsided at all. You're still there. It's peaked because we got 33 days, homie. We got 33 days. And shout out to him putting that picture out there, y'all. I know them aerosexuals, boy, they went straight to Walgreens and got them the most softest baby oil they can find. I swear to God, them mothers went up there and sat in the sauna and they was busy up there holding their phones, sweating all on their phone and shit, looking at that picture. You know what I'm saying? They say, yeah, we in the same shape. Man, I'm glad he finally put out a pic too. Them aerosexuals up there just marveling at that. How can you act like this is such a big deal when that's what he's supposed to have been doing? He's supposed to have his ass in shape. Y'all giving this nigga like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Look at that. Look at that. He's just been preserving it. He always been in this type. No, he hasn't. That's why you didn't see him with his shirt off. Now he done got, you know, somebody expected. Look, he passed the inspection. You know what I'm saying? They gave him a body fat percentage. They checked his BMI. You know what I'm saying? Body mass index. They gave him the pinch. They said, okay. Let me see. Let's take this picture. All right. Okay. Charlie, is there any way we can get a little bit of minor edits in here? All right. Reduce the lighting. Bring in the contrast a little bit. Shrink the midsection. Yeah. Take the shade down a little bit on the skin tone. Yep. Nice. Bring out the highlights a bit. Yeah. Like it. Yeah, we getting there. All right. What we looking at? The saturation. Bring it down a little bit. Yep. Exposure. Just tighten it. Yeah, that looks good. All right. That's good. That looks like it's perfect for approving release. Hey, AJ, come take a look at this, buddy. How do you like that? Oh man, that's nice right there. I haven't got my 6-pack yet, but That make me look like I know that's the whole point. Yeah, go ahead and put that out there. That shit's sweet. All right, cool. Put that out there. They saw that picture come out. Errol Spence is in. Y'all know who this is. News is broken that Errol Spence is looking like the Terminator. He's looking like the Terminator. He is six-pack. He is in shape. The Bud Crawford supporters are feeling some type of way that they don't want to talk about Errol Spence being in shape. We told y'all he was in shape. And now he shows us he's looking indestructible. I ain't never seen a bunch of people look at a picture of a fighter who's supposed to have been in shape a long time ago. Now he shows you a picture and they're thinking muscles. Muscles. Just like it was said earlier about Zerto. I think Blunts mentioned about Zerto. Zerto, man, my guy, man, he had over 43 professional fights, bro. This dude looked big. I was like, God damn, Zerto looked like a monster in there with Bivol. He got his ass whooped. God damn. Bivol put paws on that. Bivol put paws on Zerto. God damn, boy. Bivol put paws on this nigga. God damn, shawty. He put paws on him. He put paws on my guy Zerto. He put paws on him. And Errol Spence come out with a picture and they just want to act like it's all about muscles. Nigga, this is not a men's physique contest. You're not number 28 forward. Number 39 forward. Okay. This is your final two. Give him a round of applause. Hey, gentlemen, pose off. That's not the way it's working, bro. That's not the way it's working. This is not a men's physique contest. This is not bodybuilding. This is not CrossFit. You know what I'm saying? This is not timber sports where you're burrowing on a log. Oh, it looks like he's gonna fall. No, this is not timber sports. This is not axe throwing. For real. This is boxing. You can be in appearance all you want and look shredded all you want. You got to go in here and balance these scales out at 147, big dog. That's where we at with it. So when they want to sit up here and talk about, oh man, Spence look way bigger than Crawford, I had to go up there and ask permission from Roger Mayweather. I say, Roger, respect to you, God bless. But do you mind me using your patented phrase in this moment? I got permission, I can. You don't know shit about this motherfucking boxing. You up here trying to act like size is going to be the end all be all to this motherfucker. It's not going to be it, bro. Who gives a fuck how big he was? You have to take all that size in a matter of 5 to 6 weeks and bring that shit all the way down to the 147-pound limit and make weight. If you don't make weight, the only person that's going to be fighting for a belt in front of the aerosexuals is Terrence Bud Crawford, dog. And you don't want us to be up here talking shit because your boy can't win the titles. He's done. His manifesto has been burned, destroyed, discarded. Don't let him lose the belts on the scales. We're going to keep this shit positive. Like I said before, I want both of these fighters to be able to fight for the titles on the line from both sides. I don't want nobody losing the shit on the scales. I don't want EJ losing on the scales. I want both of these fighters to be able to fight for the titles together on fight night. I want both of them to make weight. I want both of them to be 100% healthy. You know what I'm saying? If Spence want to come in here at 40%, like Derrick James say, and brag about it like he's gonna go in there and perform the same way he did against them other fighters at 40%, you go right ahead, because boy, god damn it, screen recording is gonna be on full effect, bro. Screen recording gonna be on full effect, bro. We're gonna have slow motion. Real talk. Shout out to Jamal Neezy in the building. Salute to you. On deck. Hey, W says, did you get a chance to check that? Yeah, I did. I don't think you was over here. I thought you was in the chat the other day. I did. Absolutely did. I absolutely talked about it yesterday. I think you might have been gone already. You might have dipped out. I absolutely did. Shout out to Samar Warren, man. Salute to you. Say, WCS, we need to let these content creators know that fellatio is a felon offense on these YTC streets. That aerosexualizing is a high-grade misdemeanor. Hey, man, it's too much of it going on. Look, they don't want them all locked. They don't want them all locked up and shit for continuing to be repeat offenders. There, Samar. These are repeat offenders, bro. These are repeat offenders. They continue to basically be accused of indecent acts. Indecent acts in these YouTube streets, Samar. Come on, bro. Indecent. I've never seen so much of it. And then they get called out on it. They get cited. And then they go back and do the same thing. They can't help themselves, especially when he released those pictures, Samar. When he released those pictures, it was over. I just want to, we're going to call a meeting tonight. I want everybody to have their camera on. And like we always do, no shirts, okay? No shirts. And I just want us to discuss the new pictures that's out of Errol Spence, okay? And you know, you're able to get some drink. Bring some drink with you. Relax. I want everybody to be relaxed. You know, you have the perks. Bring the perks and everything. We just want to be relaxed. We just want to be in the moment. You know what I'm saying? We just going to take a look at these frames right quick. Oh, man, I didn't see this coming. And if it's anybody here that can pretty much enlarge his pectoralis and you know, just put a little bit more muscle on him, I would appreciate Somebody they gonna be out there committing motherfucking misdemeanor after misdemeanor. They're gonna be like, God damn, didn't we just get you the other day? Yeah, I couldn't help myself, man. I had a friend of mine just do some edits. Oh my God, he did some beautiful edits, man. Oh my God. The hue, he changed the hue and the temperature. He gave his skin tone more so that cocoa brown, that cinnamon like blend. Oh my God, man. It gave him like a honey bun glaze, you know, with the sunset coming in from the west. And I mean, come on, dog. Stop the shit, bro. Yeah, I kind of talked about that. You know, I briefly talked about it. I just pretty much, you know, said like, yeah, it was typical. You know, I have to talk about another live, but I did talk about it yesterday. When I get off this live, I'm gonna try to find out when I actually start talking about it. But I was basically being descriptive about, you know, what you asking that person in general on how they was asking you questions to compare. Pretty much, Neezy, what I said in a nutshell was like that particular person was asking you questions to try to compare Crawford's resume on the opponent that he fought with Avanesian to Boots Ennis. That's all. And he was trying to, you know, say, well, who do you think is a better fighter? All they've been trying to do is trying to boost up Boots Ennis, who haven't fought nobody, period. In a nutshell, he was asking you all those questions, say, well, why did Crawford fight Avanesian? I'm like, well, if you look at the resumes, you know, Boots Ennis' resume ain't that much better than Avanesian. You know what I'm saying? Avanesian's been an interim titleist and he's an EBU champion, but they was just looking at his name, and it's a lot of ignorance that goes on over here, you know, in America when it comes to English, because Avanesian, his name, even Avanesian is not correct pronunciation of his name. But when you have people that have somewhat graduated from the basic education of high school, middle school, or whatever, and they say Avanesian's name and they put all these euphemisms out there and shit like that, it just makes them look like they're childish. But only thing I was trying to say is he was asking you in comparison to who he selected, because they stuck on December 10th, to who they wanted him to fight. I mean, Booth's name shouldn't even be brought up in the picture. He ain't did anything to step in there with a Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He ain't did anything to step in there with a Crawford, bro. Period. Nothing. 0.5 for Crawford resume is funny as shit. You understand? What's going on, Mitch in the building? Salute to you, bro. How's the force treating you, bro? How's the force out there, man? Everything been good? Good. I know Mitch is part of the damn Special Forces tag team, man. I always say Mitch be dipping in and out, man. He be going on these long deployments. I think he be on stakeouts and shit. Mitch. I told him once before. I said, Mitch, the feds, dog. That nigga be out of sight, out of mind, dip in and out, man. He be on special missions, dog. John Nori, what's good with you, bro? What's good with it? Salute to you in the building. It's wild to get a fight with Wakandanism lives again. Now he's not like they're not gonna support Andy Ruiz. Wilder's already crossed that threshold. So right now, he earned the respect by fighting Fury 3 times. But with Andy Ruiz, they're not gonna turn on Crawford like they did when he was fighting Tyson Fury. They're not. They're not gonna do it, bro. It's no need. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to turn on Wilder because he proved his mettle, man. It's no need. Like Wilder earned his respect, you know, from those naysayers that was saying he can't fight and all that. He earned it, man. He went in there 3 times with Fury, bro. It may be the only 2 losses on his record, but he went in there and fought a behemoth. I seen Fury in person, and it's just amazing that the way Wilder's built, slim, ripped, shredded, to go in there and knock down a fighter like Fury, who is behemoth, man. He's big. He's big, man. It's certain big dudes out here that can hit Fury, and Fury probably look at him. You look at Deontay Wilder, man. He's blessed with a freak of nature and having dynamite in his hands, man, having an equalizer. And then they talk about how skinny his legs is, but this man is able to generate power with the same base that you're criticizing him for. How does that work? You praise Roy Jones Jr. for having the speed and agility based off generating power from his legs, but yet, how do you accredit Wilder in generating the velocity that he's able to get in his right hand? How? You know what I'm saying? How does that work? It's a sweet science. That's how. Real talk. That's how it works. It's a sweet science. I'm just saying, man, you be dipping out, man, going on special deployments. Like you be going on, you know, a full month's stakeout, man. I don't see Mitch nowhere in the chat, man. Dude be on a different identity and shit, goddamn surveilling and shit. For real. My instinct, man. I'm pretty good. My instinct. I trust my instinct, bro. I trust my instinct. I just like to see Andy versus Wild. I hear you. Hopefully, it's a well thought out promo. Yeah, man. Yeah, Wilder's out here trying to say, hey, Andy, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's fight. I want to see him fight. Man, we're going on 2 hours, man. I just wanted to talk about this right quick. I am going to be back on here and talk about a live stream that took place yesterday. I thought it was a great live stream, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to talk about it later, but I just wanted to come in here and give a summary. Spence hatred for Crawford, you know, greatness. I'll stick on that. I'll stick on that because you don't put up grades like this going out to a press conference and 0.5, and then you take that 0.5 that was before you went out to the presser, and you sit up here on the presser in front of cameras and millions, and you say that he ain't fought nobody. So like a lot of people are figuring out, I like it. I love it. That boxing fans are not only listening to my live streams, but yet they're educating themselves on how to compare these analogies. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the way I think. If you're going to downplay someone, that means what you're accomplishing or what you believe you're accomplishing July 29th ain't shit. If you're not willing to to big up and praise, man, and give this guy all the damn credit that he deserved, that means you're fighting a no shit bum ass fighter comparable to your narrative. That's exactly what you're doing. And people don't want to hear someone break them down like that, but that's just the way I think of it. I say, you know, you're saying this man ain't did shit, done shit, ain't never been shit in life, but yet you want people to buy the fight. You're doing the exact same thing supposedly your pro Spence fans have been doing. They haven't even been talking about you, Spence. They've been talking about Bud. So just like I tell them, if Bud haven't did anything, do y'all really want the fight? Do you really want the fight, Spence? Do you really want the fight? Because if you want the fight, you'll be saying, like, you'll be sticking to the point where they ask you, what do you think about his resume? Oh, I think he's fought great fighters, and I've been a fan of Bud. I've been a fan. Okay, if you've been a fan of Bud and he's fought great fighters, make up your fucking mind. He fought great fighters, or he has a 0.5 resume. Because my a live that's up the road is going to be me doing a juxtaposed comparison to the audio that I already put out there. You saying this man has fought great fighters, and you've been a fan, to you sitting up here grading this man's resume as 0.5, which don't add up to you praising him as fighting great fighters. It's contradiction in there. Also, I have the footage off your press conference, Errol Spence, out of your mouth, that you saying he ain't fought nobody. But yet, in the same freaking setting in New York, you up here giving this man praise, bro. You say, I always been a fan of Terrence Crawford. So you a fan of somebody who has a 0.5, or you unwilling to give this man credit when you by yourself? I think you just faking for the cameras, bro. You just faking for the cameras. You said that shit when Crawford was right there. And you know what? Crawford has that influence on niggas. Just like he did Derrick James in the back. Crawford has influence on them. Just like he had on Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley came out here. Hey, man, apologize, man. I apologize for what I said. He has that influence. Y'all think about what I just said. He definitely, when Crawford was right there in the proximity, he played nice, man. But when he by himself and Crawford ain't in there, I be talking again. Yeah, that's what he be saying. I be talking again. That's exactly what he been doing. He did the shit at $1 million worth of game. He did the shit when he was by himself with this damn this final results type shit. You know what I'm saying? He want to take away Terrence Crawford greatness. You know what I'm saying? By denigrating the man. It's all good, man. We'll be back. XO Factor say, OG, I'm kind of like Big Blunts right now. I'm beginning to feel sorry for the aerosexuals because Crawford is going to take out all this shit on him. True words, man. You know what I'm saying? But don't feel sorry for him, though. Don't feel sorry. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel sorry, because they did it to themselves, there, XO. They did it to themselves, bro. If they want to self-destruct, right? Just like Public Enemy put out there. You know what I'm saying? If they want to head to self-destruction, let them head to self-destruction. I'm saying you can only wear that costume so long. They've been talking this shit for so long. They had so many weeks to make money off the algorithm of Bud Crawford's name being the most popular topic on the YTC. They benefited from it, XO. They've been out here making this money. They've been talking this shit. They've been telling lies. But now the fight is signed. These motherfuckers still talking about Bud. Well, let's go back to Avanesian, okay? He could have fought Boots. Yeah. I mean, come on, dog. These niggas. No. Let's go back to Gamboa 9 years ago. You want to talk about Gamboa? Nah, I don't, though. No, man, Crawford was hurt. But he hurt Gamboa several times before he stopped the fight. I know that, but you know what everybody always talk about is Crawford getting hurt. But Crawford hurt Gamboa several times before the fight was stopped. I know, I hear you, but Crawford, he let a little Gamboa You know what I'm saying? They stuck on Gamboa, Avanesian, and Kavalaskis. And none of them fighters knocked Crawford to the canvas. You know what I'm saying? These niggas tripping. These niggas tripping for real. So, let's I'm about to shut down this live and let the aerosexuals get back to the plantation. You know what I'm saying? Because they always talk about slavery. I'm gonna let them get back to the plantation, the sun out and everything. Let them report in to the head one in charge, Errol Spence, so he can report back to Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? And before that, they need to get permission from Al Heyman even to go up there to the steps. They need to go around back, you hear? Go around back, you hear? You know what I'm saying? Give the updates now. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get the updates now. You want them grits to be nice and hot after they finish eating, so they can toss them bones and leave a little meat on them. For real. Reneging on $1 million bet also. No, man, he put it in the concessions, bro. He didn't renege. He put it in the concessions. That's what he said. It's really blatant at this point, just telling on themselves. Man, let them niggas continue to be in disarray, disorganized. You know what I'm saying? Belligerent, mad, angry, high blood pressure. Continue to let these niggas get upset, bro. You know, if y'all can just put that picture, direct them where they can go to his IG and look at those pictures. You know what I'm saying? We need something to take their mind off being extremely angry at Crawford. Because Bernie said yesterday that they already back from Vegas. They in Colorado Springs, man. You know what I'm saying? They in Colorado Springs. Shit. No telling what Crawford doing. The last time I seen the video, he was out there on the road doing some road work. And he had a whole freaking family of deers over there. You know what deers eat. Deers is over there watching the champ. Get ready. They even knew some shit was going on that they wanted to be a part of. Them deers is just sitting there chilling. Oh, shit. Hey, come on over here. Just to fight. Yeah, you remember we was outside the house? The window was cracked and we heard that shit right here. This him. This is him right here. The deers just posted up in that motherfucker. That buck came over there and said, hey, what's going on over here? What y'all looking at? It better not be another nigga. Well, I don't know how to explain this. It's another nigga, but you don't have nothing to worry about. It's just that boxer that everybody's been talking about. You remember when we was hanging out and the window was cracking? We was listening to that person up there debating and shit. That's him. That is him right there. He's headed to the July 29th. Oh, okay. I thought he was trying to holler at my girl. Okay. I was going to have to goddamn spear that mother. All right. Now, I don't think you want to do that. You might get knocked the fuck out now. Hey, I already told you. We was just up here chilling by the street and he doing road work. Stop being jealous now. We got enough jealous ass aerosexuals out of chill, man. Go back into the woods, Buck, man. And you messing up shit. Go back in the woods. The motherfucking deers was out there on the side of the road chilling, man. Crawford was out there in the wilderness, motherfucking training, dog. Big ass motherfucking deers over there just chilling. It's that's him. Charlene, come over here. That's him right there. Who you going for? Oh, man, come on, man. You know who we going for, dog. Stop bullshitting. Damn, them deer up in Springs are like NYC pigeons. Man, them muffs was big, man. Motherfucker was big as shit. Them bucks was over there. That buck came out the brush, man. What the fuck y'all got going all over here? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck y'all looking at? I'm the motherfucking buck around these here, woods. Who is that right there? What are you doing? Shit. He training, man. We got to get, you think we can get tickets or we can find an open window? I want to go to that fight. Oh, man, we ain't going to make it through Death Valley on that shit. No, we're going to have to wait. We're going to go right back up there to that cabin and they're going to watch the fight. I know that we're going to post up right there because he always cracked the window open. You know what I'm saying? He always throw little berries out there for us. So we're going to go right up there, man. And we're going to listen to this motherfucker for free. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at him fuck up his, you know, that other guy they talking about over in Texas. Yeah, we're gonna look at the fight from out there in the yard. We good. Hey man, y'all hold it down, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. I'll definitely be on just a little bit later, but I'm gonna shut this down. Y'all turn up and tune in. The World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone who pulled up. Thanks for the donations. I'm out.